All Leeds TV. How are we doing, guys? All Leeds TV investigates, and we're doing another live one this week. This week the focus is on the system. Which system suits us the best? 3-4-3 or 4-1-4-1? Once again, doing this live, so any live comments you do have, I will try and get through. Whether there'll be as many as last week, I don't know, but hopefully there will be. If you've got any comments, make sure you get them on while we're doing this chat. So we're going to start first of all with the system so far. So mainly we've seen 4-1-4-1. The majority of the season we've seen 4-1-4-1. Straightforward back four, really. Maybe not really the Bielsa tradition. We've seen straightforward back 4-1-4-1. Back four is normal. Holding midfielder in Calvin Phillips. Two out-and-out wingers. You know, no real inverted wingers. Pablo Hernandez, Jan a midfield tandem of Matthias Cliff and Samuel Saiz and Kamal Roof on the top. That's what we've seen for the majority of the season. In fairness, pretty much 90% of the games we have seen that system, but really with the team we've had, the injuries we've had, we've not really been able to play any other system. You know, we've only really been able to really play that system. You know, we've had Izzy Brown being out, Patrick Bamford's been out, you look at Pablo Hernandez has been out at times of the season, so we've not really been able to play any other system. You know, I think a lot of people were expecting a 3-3-1-3 when Marcel Bielsa got the job. You know, it's really been his trademark formation, but I don't think really until Izzy Brown is available, I don't think we've got an out number 10 in the squad. You know, you look at people like Samuel Saiz isn't really a number 10 for me. For me, Samuel Saiz has proven this season he's a high 8 for me. He's a number 8, as is Matthias Click. I think both of them are much better, you know, playing deeper. So I don't think it's a case of Bielsa's lost faith in the 3-3-1-3. I don't think he has a player in the squad at the minute who's best in the number 10 role. You look at Pablo Hernandez. Before Bielsa got the job, I think pretty much every Leeds fan saw Pablo Hernandez's best position now towards the end of his career as being a number 10, but he's proven himself as a winger. You know, he might not be blessed with pace, but that has been his position for the best part of his career. You know, at Valencia, you know, at Swansea, he was playing as a winger at that time, so he's not really a number 10 either. So I think that's part of the reason why maybe we've not seen the more trademark Bielsa system. But to go back onto 4-1-4-1, what are the benefits of 4-1-4? I've just seen a couple of comments come through so far, so we'll get to those in 2 minutes. We're just going to go on to 4-1-4-1. So you look at the way it works. The way it's worked all season, you know, we've been able to get the fullbacks forward in that system. We've been able to create overloads out wide, which has been fantastic really to see. I see another Norwich comment there. The Norwich bromance carries on there. Norwich Central, quick comment there. But yeah, it's an interesting one. You know, I think you look at certainly the midfield four. I think it's been pretty creative all season. You've said look at Pablo Hernandez, Samuel Saiz, Matthias Click. It's the best way I think of getting those three playing close to each other. You know, I think those three interchange positions really well. I've seen a comment on LUFC off longest 90, we want all the belts. It said, what do you think about LUFC? Now I'm just going to come on to that. You know, I think the thing is with Alioski is at the start of the season, I think the system really suited Alioski's style of play. You know, he was able to use those three, Matthias Click, Samuel Saiz and Pablo Hernandez, as sort of the out ball to sort of free him up, if that makes sense. You know, the defence was focused so much on those three players and stopping those three players. It gave Alioski space, and he was able to get in behind the fullbacks quite a lot. You know, especially when the team pushed forward against us, he found that space in behind. And in terms of my personal opinion on Alioski, I just think he's totally out of form. You know, I think he's totally out of no confidence at all in his game. I think whenever he makes a mistake, he looks really sort of horrified. That's not great to see. I don't like to see that in any sort of Leeds player. He looks scared to make a mistake. Sometimes he's trying to be a bit too cautious because he is better than making a mistake, losing the ball, or being caught out of position. You know, he looks scared to make mistakes, which is a bit of a worry from that point of view. But for me, I'm certainly looking at Jack Clarke as being a more attractive option at the minute. You know, certainly better suited to the system. You know, especially if we're going with 4-1-4-1, is a lot of the emphasis is on the wingers to be able to dribble, push forward, and get in support of Roof or whoever the central striker is. And I don't think Alioski does that enough for me. I think Jack Clarke, every time he's come on, he's looked to be positive on the ball. He's looked to move into and out of that left-hand side onto the right-hand side sometimes. And it's just so good to watch Jack Clark play. You know, I think another option is Izzy Brown. You know, we won 6-3 at Burnley, under 23s yesterday. Izzy Brown moved onto the left-hand side for the second half of that game. It was absolutely superb. Made a couple of goals in that game. I think he got one himself as well. He looks ready-made possibly for that left-hand side. He played there a lot. For Huddersfield as well in that promotion winning season 2 seasons ago. You know, he was on that left-hand side quite a lot. So that's an interesting one as well. I think with the 4-1-4-1, a lot of the emphasis is on the holding midfielder, Calvin Phillips, and Calvin Phillips has produced really, really good performances in that position. You know, I think he's probably been one of our players of the season, certainly in my top 3 so far this season. And we've got the best out of Matthias Click and Sam Saiz. You know, I think it's an interesting one really, and I think if you're looking in terms of what is our strongest 11, you know, make sure you comment as well. You know, I'm quite interested actually. Comment on the video if you're watching and if you're enjoying. Make sure you comment on the video what you think our strongest 11 is with absolutely everyone available. I'm talking Gaetano Berardi, I'm talking Luke Ayling, I'm talking Liam Cooper, I'm talking Izzy Brown, Patrick Bamford. If everyone was available, what would your starting 11 be? What would the strongest 11 be for you? For me, if we're going 4-1-4-1, you know, it might be something a little bit different, but if it's a 4-1-4-1, I'd go Baby Pigott Farrell, Luke Ayling, Gaetano Berardi, Pontus Jansson, Barry Douglas. You know, maybe controversy going for Berardi instead of Cooper, but for me, Berardi is used to the ball. I think from the biggest difference from the start of the season to now, you know, I know we're still winning games now, we're still playing well. For me, the biggest difference is our use of the ball and getting the ball out the back. You know, we'll go back to that Derby game, that Stoke game. You've seen how the media, how they looked at that. You know, when we were against Derby, we were up against high press, quality players, and we were able to play through them. You know, it was fantastic to see we were able to play through them, and I think a lot of that was through Gaetano Berardi. I think he's our most comfortable defender in terms of receiving the ball on the back foot and getting us going. You know, he's so good at doing that. You know, I don't think he gets enough praise for his technical ability, and I think we do miss certain elements of that, as well as his aggression and that lot. For me, Gaetano Berardi will probably be, I think, it's the most suited centre-back to this system. And don't forget, Gaetano Berardi has only actually become a centre-back this season. You know, I think we do miss it. Make sure you comment, do you feel we miss Berardi when we're trying to play out the back a little bit? But he would be a starter for me. Obviously, Calvin Phillips would have to be the holding midfielder. I mean, there is a case for Adam Forshaw. I think Adam Forshaw's been fantastic over the last couple of weeks. I really do rate Adam Forshaw. But in terms of if we had to have one player in that holding midfield role, I think it's Calvin Phillips. Right hand side for me, Pablo Hernandez. Midfield 2, I've seen a couple of comments, going to read those out in a second, of strongest 11s. Midfield 2 of Matthias Click, Sam Saiz. And left hand side, Izzy Brown for me. Izzy Brown or Jack Clark. You know, I think the key thing is having wingers who are happy to take on their man. You know, that's so important in a 4-1-4-1 for me. The two high eights have got to get into the box. You know, it's got to be so important that the lone striker does not get isolated. And luckily, so far this season, we've managed to avoid that. We've made the 4-1-4-1 work brilliantly. You know, I've seen so many teams try and play 4-1-4-1, and it turns into 4-5-1, where it's just it becomes defensive to an extent. You know, where the wingers aren't happy to take on the full-backs. They're naturally a bit deeper. The two midfielders just in front of the sitting midfielder are too deep. And it just becomes too isolated. And for me, at times this season, when we've come up against teams that don't push forward, they try and sit back a little bit. You look at your Middlesbrough, Birmingham, a couple of the teams I can't quite think of. Even the games we've won, sometimes we've struggled to break teams down a little bit. And I think that is when teams sit back against the 4-1-4-1. It becomes a little bit too deep. Everyone wants to receive the ball, but they're receiving the ball a little bit too, you know, not in the positions that can hurt the opposition. That's just my, you know, sort of take on it. And in terms of lone striker, it has to be Kemal Roof. But Kemal Roof just perfects that role for me. So just going to go through 2 comments on strongest 11 so far. Don't worry, guys, I will go through the other comments on this as well. So strongest 11s: Freddie O'Neill, my 11, BPF looks like a 4-1-4-1. BPF, Ayling, Jansson, Cooper, Douglas, Phillips, Click, Brown, Clark, Hernandez, Roof. Well, that's an interesting one. I quite like that. You know, I think I'm assuming in that system, Izzy Brown is playing as the alongside Matthias Click. You know, Izzy Brown is number 10, potentially can play in that role. Obviously, getting both Izzy Brown and Jack Clark in there. But for me, I love seeing Sami Saïd playing that high 8 role. I think he absolutely is perfect for that high 8 role. He takes the ball deep and he just gets us forward. He just takes the ball 15, 20 yards. And actually Freddie News just going. I do love Saïd off the bench. I do agree with that. Saïd off the bench has had some fantastic impacts on games this season. We're just going to come back to that as well. About how we can use Sami Saïd in different ways as well. As the season progresses and as when we're getting a little bit more. When fatigue kicks in, I guess as part of the video we're going to look at fatigue as well. It's a big thing with a Bielsa team is can they last a full season? Something that hasn't happened as of yet. Will the season be different? And for me, Sami Saïd, the way he brings that ball forward, gets the whole team moving up the pitch. And it's so key for a 4-1-4-1 that you've got a player who can do that. Last season we saw Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, he played that role as well. Maybe not getting tons of assists, maybe not being the creative link like he was last season, Sami Saïd. I mean, he was fantastic last season, certainly at the start of the season. But for me, his strongest position is as a high 8 for me. He's not a number 10. And that's part of the reason why I think we tried the experiment with 3-3-1-3 in pre-season. We tried it a couple of times in some of the earlier games, playing Sami Saïd in number 10, and it just didn't work. He just didn't contribute. He was taking the ball too high, and he was marked by 2 or 3 people. He wasn't able to drive into the spaces to create the space for the other players. And that was a real problem for me. But yeah, that's an interesting one. We've seen Izzy Brown possibly in the middle of the pitch. But that team's not too dissimilar to mine. The only difference is, I guess, Berardi for Cooper. Don't get me wrong, Liam Cooper's been superb this season, but I think Berardi suits the system a little bit better. And I guess that's part of the debate, we're having, like, which players suit the system the best. I think we're second in the table, and I still think we're missing so many key players in this team. It's so interesting. I'm just going to go through some other teams as well. Just scroll up. Longest 90. We want all the belts. It's also commented BPF. What system that is? Looks like 4-1-4-1 as well. BPF, Aylin, Douglas, Berardi, Janssen. Then Phillips in the holding role. Pablo Hernandez. I think it is Izzy Brown. Sami Saïd, Jack Clark and Kemar Roof. Interesting that Matthias Klick isn't in that starting 11. For me, Matthias Klick has probably been the star of the season so far for me. I'd never want to see Matthias Klick dropped, and that's just my personal opinion. But don't get me wrong, that would be exciting to see Izzy Brown and Sami Saïd in a midfield tandem together. But I think there's the risk, especially against the better teams, that gets overrun a little bit. I don't think either are the best passers of the ball. I think we would miss Matthias Klick's passing range in that kind of system. I think it might leave Callum Phillips a little bit much to do. But in terms of if we're behind, 10, 15 minutes left in the game, I'd love to see that. Izzy Brown, Sami Saïd, interchange positions and just a dangerous attacking form. I mean, how do you stop that? 5-10 minutes to go when you're trying to sit back on a draw, you're winning the game, whatever, you're trying to sit back. How do you defend against that? Pablo Hernandez on one side, Jack Clark on the other, and you've got 2 real creative, just brilliant players who are great at taking on players, can shoot. It's just so difficult to stop that. That would be really interesting to see as well. Just going to go through some of the earlier comments. So, Luke West, what do you think the score will be on Saturday, mates? It's tough. I think can't underestimate Bolton. Bolton have been unlucky in some games this season. Especially the last couple of weeks. I don't think they're as bad as the position in the league table suggests in the current form. I think it's a difficult game, but for me, it's a game we can win. It's a game we should be trying to win. Especially if we want to be up there at the end of the season. If we really are going to be top 2 contenders, it's a game I think we have to win. I'm thinking about 2-1, 2-0. I think we will get a couple of goals. But it's certainly not going to be an easy game. I don't think it's going to be a one-sided game as such. I'll just go through the Norwich City Central comment. Thoughts of Norwich, come up with us. Norwich, they look absolutely superb so far this season. The spirit they've got, scoring loads of goals. They've got a great spread of goals as well. They've got a good blend, like ourselves, of youth players, experience, and European-based players. They've had a really interesting recruitment drive. Moritz Lightner's a player I'm really liking that sort of holding midfield role, maybe pushing up a little bit. So I really like to watch play. As is Timu Puki, he's possibly one of the players of the season in the Championship so far. He's done really well in the number 10 role and up front. Really good player to watch, and the 2 really good signings those that made over the last 6 months or so. and it's a good team. You know, they've got just a great blend of youth and experience, and I think a belief as well is the key thing. They've allowed Daniel Farke to build his system, you know, and getting used to that system. You know, I think there's possibility at times earlier on this season and last season where his job might have been at a bit of a risk in different situations, but you know, he's kept his job, and I think Norwich has certainly seen the reaping the rewards of that as well. So next comment as well, Freddie O'Neill, what's gone wrong with Saiz? For me, just, you know, obviously Freddie was on the Saiz on the bench. I think the thing with Saiz is he's one of those players where I think his performances can vary from absolutely brilliant, unbelievable, like against Derby and Stoke at the start of the season, to horrendous and like, is he even a professional footballer? But he can go from one scale to the other. Well, I think the last couple of weeks he has found a little bit of consistency. For me, I think he's been playing better. You know, he had those two, he set up two quality assists in recent weeks. You know, one against West Brom, okay, it was a consolation goal, but it's still a fantastic assist. Bristol City looked really bright when he came on. Got a lovely goal for Pablo again. And I think he has looked better in the last couple of weeks. That's just my personal opinion. I thought he played well on Saturday. You know, I wouldn't say it was a vintage Samuel Saiz performance, but I thought in terms of he was very mature on the ball. I felt he didn't take as many risks. He was just, I thought it was just a good Samuel Saiz performance. And I felt we lost a bit of control in that game when Samuel Saiz came off. But that's just my opinion on that. I don't think he's actually playing that badly. Longest 90, we want all the belts again. How are you, Oscar Son? I'm doing great, mate. I had a great day, had a good week, and just absolutely buzzing for Saturday, and just cannot wait for Saturday. And managed to get tickets for it as well. Just absolutely buzzing. You know, it's a massive opportunity to just potentially even build the lead, you know, at the top of the table. I'm doing absolutely great, mate. Thanks for that comment. Jack Glenny, I'm apologising if I pronounced that wrong. Will Bielsa retire at Leeds? I hope so. That's all I can say. You know, I think I've said it for quite a while. Enjoy Bielsa while he's here. You know, it's something the lads said when we were on that live chat before QPR game. Enjoy Bielsa while he's here. You know, he might not be here next season if we don't go up. He might retire if we do go up. I don't know, but you can't take him for granted. You know, he's been so critical to our start to this season. He's been the most important part of this team by far, you know, but more important than any other player in the team as well. You know, it's an interesting one. I think he seems happy. We seem well suited to him. He's the perfect Leeds manager for me as well, and I think he likes our type of club as well. And it'd be interesting. You know, it's don't want to take anything for granted. I'm certainly not saying he's going to be here for life. He's going to take us into the Champions League, etc., etc. I'm just being realistic. I'm just enjoying it at the minute for me, and it's a really difficult one to answer. It is difficult to answer that one. I'm hoping so. That's all I can say. So, next few comments. All things Leeds, best formation is definitely 4-1-4-1. That's a fair point, definitely. I think at times we've looked absolutely outstanding in that 4-1-4-1. It's just worked. When it works perfectly, I think it's the ideal system for this team. You know, we're getting players in the best position. I think you just commented as well, seeing Phillips in the midfield role too. You know, definitely. You know, I definitely do want to see Phillips in that midfield role as much as possible. And I think that's the only way we can do it in the 4-1-4-1. And I think for me, Matis Klich and Sam Saiz, when those two are on fire, you know, Matis Klich's been on fire all season, but Sam Saiz is as well. I think that's the best midfield tandem in the league. When Pablo's on it on that right side, like he has been all season, he's an absolute threat in every single game on that right side. He can move. He can do what he wants from that right side. He can drift into position into the midfield. He can drift onto the left. It's his free role in effect on that right side. And we just get someone on that left-hand side who can play with a little bit more consistency, like a Jack Clark, like an Izzy Brown. I think that system works perfectly. You know, I think it does work perfectly. I've just seen as well all things Leeds keep Klich and Forshaw keep the place for me. I think the thing with Forshaw higher up, I think it's too similar. That's just my personal opinion. I think Klich and Forshaw are a little bit too similar in sort of characteristics. I think Klich's the better player. You know, I think certainly sort of technically in terms of getting goals, in terms of passing, long range, short range. I think Forshaw for me is better in a deeper role. I don't think he's got the end product to play as a more of a high 8. I think Samuel Saiz gives us that something a little bit different. I said earlier on in the video, the way he drifts from one position to another, the way he takes us forward, you know, on the ball, off the ball. You know, I think I just would never want to lose that in a 4-1-4-1. You know, I think it's the key thing is that midfield four behind the striker has to have that little bit of variety, has to have that tactical, going forward, it has to have the fluidity. I think with some Saiz in there, someone a little bit different, someone who can pop up into different positions, and I just think he suits it a little bit more than Adam Forshaw. And I think when we tried Adam Forshaw there, we haven't quite seen the same Adam Forshaw. I think he's better deeper. That's my personal opinion. I see him as more of a 6 or a 4. Forshaw is a workhorse, and but I think he's more suited from that point of view, playing deeper, rather than playing in sort of an attacking role, especially in sort of like Bielsa's system. I think, but I do think the advantage of having Adam Forshaw playing higher up instead of Saiz is I think the pressing is a little bit more intelligent. He can win the ball a bit higher up than Saiz, but it's certainly an option. I don't think Adam Forshaw's done himself any harm when he's played in that number 8 role. But I think he is. My personal opinion is I think he is a bit better defensively. But yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Make sure you keep the comments coming in, guys. So another longest 90. We want all the belts. Clark or Brown? For me, when Brown is back fit and firing, is he Brown for me? I think Jack Clark, in terms of his development, is going to be better off the bench rather than starting games. We haven't actually seen Jack Clark start again yet, as far as I'm aware. He's obviously been starting pretty much week in, week out in the under-23s. But I think it's very sort of different kind of pressure. When you're coming on with sort of 20 minutes to go, it's all a case of just using your energy, just getting into the box, taking on your fullback while they're tiring. I think it's a different kind of pressure. It'll be interesting to see how Jack Clark performs when he is playing the starting games. I do want to see Jack Clark starting games in the absence of Izzy Brown. But for me, Izzy Brown, I think I'm really looking forward to seeing him play. I think he's another Pablo to an extent. I don't think he's as good as Pablo, but he's got the ability to drift into the free role. He will move from that left hand side, and he will create confusion. He can create, alongside Barry Douglas as well, attacking from that left hand side. I think Barry Douglas has been limited a little bit this season, sometimes playing behind LUFC. He's not been able to push forward as often because I don't think Alioski's been brave enough on the ball for me. For me, at the 2, I would go with Izzy Brown. Another comment as well. Oops, sorry, it just dropped the bottom there. Also off longest 90, how many points do you think we will get from the next couple of games? What I'd be happy with, we've got 2 home games, Blackburn and Hull. This isn't in order, by the way, just the way I'm thinking of it. Forest away, Villa away, Bolton away. Certainly 2 really difficult away games there in Forest and Villa. I'd be happy with a point or 2 in either one of those. I'd like to think we can win the majority of those other games as well, I've listed. So I think anything around, try and work out maybe 3 wins and a draw, I'd take probably. So that'd be 10 points out of the 5. If we can get that, I'd be absolutely over the moon. 8 points would be okay, just nothing less than 8 points though. If we really want to stay in and around those positions, we've got to make sure we're not losing 2, 3 of those games. It's very easy for us to lose 2 or 3 of those games. Harry Burns, Cooper has been a rock at the back. He's in the starting 11 every game for me. That's a fair point. I did think maybe I'm going to sound a bit of an idiot saying that I dropped Liam Cooper, but it's just purely for the opinion that I think the 2 other options there. Pontus is Pontus. I think Pontus starts absolutely every week. Probably in any team, absolutely any team in this league, Pontus would probably start. But for me, I think Berardi just suits the system a little bit better. It's absolutely nothing against Liam Cooper. That he has been superb so far this season. He's only really made 1 error all season, just that one against Brentford. And for me, that's an absolute far cry from the way he's been playing the last couple of seasons. I've never really been a Liam Cooper fan up until sort of like the last couple of months. But he has really, really turned it around this season. Absolutely no denying that. But I still think sometimes on the ball, when we're trying to play it out the back, he needs to be a little bit braver on the ball in comparison to a Berardi for me to start for me. But I'm not certain. I do think he will start games. He's captain at the end of the day. But that's just my personal opinion on it. I think Berardi suits the system a little bit better. Ben Show 1237 needs to sign someone like Liam Moore in January. New centre back may not be as essential now as it was because of Halm, but will be if we're looking to get to the Prem. That's a fair point, but I think if we do get to the Prem, we will need someone better or more equipped than Liam Moore. I did say in a video weeks ago now with Mitchell and Joe when we did a Skype call that Liam Moore would be my ideal signing. But I think now, I think the other centre backs have stepped up really a lot. And don't forget, we have got Cooper and Brownie to come back in. I would like to see a better centre back than Liam Moore come in if we are going to the Premier League. You know, maybe someone a little bit more experienced, someone who from one of the teams that gets relegated this season or gets promoted, or just a really top class centre back. I think. You know, it's well, obviously it'd be great. I hate having like Premier League chats because you know, and I do agree Liam Moore's class. I love him at this level. But in terms of what my priority would be in January, it'd be a goalkeeper. You know, I think a goalkeeper who completely suits the system, someone who can play the ball out the back. You know, you look at people like, it's going to be a strange comparison this, but you look at people like Edson Marias, Man City, Alisson Becker, just two people who've come into their teams and absolutely changed the whole dynamic, you know, and suit the style of playing. It makes such a difference to both teams playing out the back. And for us, I think we do need that ball-playing goalkeeper to properly make the system fully function, get ourselves promoted at the end of the day. But yeah, it's, you know, someone I'd look at if money's endless in January, I'd definitely look at Liam Moore. But yeah, you know, we've got to get there first, see what the situation is in the summer. If Liam Moore has a superb finish between now and the end of the season, maybe look at him for the Premier League. But we've got to get there first. You know, that's the main thing for me. And Depcon, reckon the young players have stepped up, done brilliant. Clark, Shackleton, Helm, done us proud. Have to agree with that. I think all three have been superb. You know, especially in the situation they've come into, especially Shackleton. I mean, he's started games out of position, and he looks like he's played there all his career. But he looks like he looks about 5 years old. You know, he plays like a 25-year-old rather than 18 or whatever he is. You know, he's so mature. He just gets it. You know, he just looks absolutely perfect for that right back position. And I really do. You know, I really do think he's going to push Aylan. You know, I think going forward he's better than Aylan. Just maybe defensively, if he continues to prove himself, he could potentially be taking Aylan out of that team for me. So longest 90, what do you think has been our best performance so far this season? Very good question. There'll be 4 contenders for me. 3 of them from the start of the season: Stoke, Derby, Norwich, and Preston at home. You know, that Preston at home game I really enjoyed watching as well. Shackleton, future captain as well, and Ben Shows commented absolutely. But for me, I think in terms of the whole atmosphere of the game, I'd have to go Stoke. You know, I think that Stoke game to start the season, you know, first game under Bielsa, up against a new manager, up against a team that's probably has the strongest squad on paper, and just the way we started that game, the pressing, the whole atmosphere, the whole way that team played that day, it was absolutely incredible watching. It was like, we were just like wolves, the way we just hunted in packs, just pressing. It was like something I'd never really seen before, you know, in terms of aggressive pressing high up the pitch. Norwich would have to be up there as well, as would Derby. But for me, that Stoke game from minute 1 to minute 90 was just absolutely relentless. I remember in that first half, we could have been about 3 or 4 up. We just missed so many chances, but we got to score some fantastic goals. What impressed me more was when Stoke got the lucky penalty. They scored it, but we didn't let our heads drop. We just carried on relentless, and I won the game comfortably at the end of the day. And that really has set. If we hadn't have had that result at the start of the season, I think it would have altered the whole season for me. That really did sort of set our stall out for me at the start of the season. Go through a couple more before we just go on to 3-4-3 and why I think that could be an option as well. And Reece Durkin, do you think we'll be able to sign that winger who was at Bielsa, who was with Bielsa at Athletic Bilbao? For me, Ibai Gomez, you know, it's definitely an option. You know, I think that would be a superb sign if we can get there. Hashtag Oscar's Conservatory, loving that going. But yeah, it's an interesting one. You know, if we can get him, I've sort of emphasised the point I have to keep your eye on. I want to keep the teams tight, you know, a real tight-knit team. But when you've got a player like Ibai Gomez, who we could potentially sign, you know, if the fee was right, if his mentality was right, and if he was willing to work and suit this Bielsa system, then absolutely, I'd absolutely go for it. You know, I think it'd be madness not to if the option is there. But you know, it would be an incredible signing. You know, it would really give us such a threat. You know, in terms of the front 5, you know, it would be an amazing signing. But I wouldn't be panicking if we didn't make that signing, you know, because we've got Izzy Brown's come back in, who's like a new signing in January anyway. Jack Clark's looked promising. You know, it's really promising. You know, it's so let's comments. Also, of all things Leeds, I'm just going to do one more, and I'm just going to go on to the 3-4-3, and then finish off with you the rest of your comments. All things Leeds for Saturday. Would you like to see Hallam start at centre back and Phillips go back to CDM? I was thinking about this, but for me, just for Saturday, I'd go KP centre back and Forshaw holding midfield. I think Forshaw was absolutely outstanding against QPR. Yeah, I think he's been looked really good in that in that sort of holding midfield role. But I just think KP, you know, in terms of getting the ball out the back, is you know, fantastic for that purpose. You know, I think it's going to be important that, because I think the ball's going to press us up high. We've got to be willing to get that ball out. I think KP has to play that for that purpose. It's been trying to find that vertical pass into Adam Forshaw, or into Matthew's Click, and getting us going, you know, getting us out that back. You know, so we're not playing the ball along the side all the time. And you know, we know it's nice that possession starts, but sometimes we've got to be a little bit more aggressive. I feel, getting that ball out the back. You know, having that spare man and having him drive into that space. Pontus does that. Calvin's a ball player for me in that, you know, defensive two. But they didn't look great on Saturday, I will say. It didn't really look great on Saturday. Janssen and Phillips just didn't really gel very well. But I think give that one more game. And yeah. Man United are losing, by the way. I'm not surprised. You know, they've been incredibly lucky in some recent games. You know, how they haven't lost more games, I don't know, but I'm not surprised on that. But they're through already, unfortunately. So just going to the 3-4-3, you know, why I think that may well suit us better. You know, I think when you're looking at 3-4-3, if we had all the options available, the team I'd go with 3-4-3 would be Bailey got Farrell, we'll have a back three, Berardi, Phillips in the middle of it, Janssen. Make sure you comment as well, by the way, what your team would be if we were going with a 3-4-3 system, and absolutely everyone was available. And I have a right wing backs of Luke Ayling or Jamie Shackleton on the right hand side, Barry Douglas on the left, and the midfield two, with one playing box to box, Adam Forshaw, Matthias Click, and then the front three, Pablo Hernandez, Kemal Roof, Izzy Brown. You know, for me, you know, you look at Wolves last season, they absolutely dominated the league playing that system. A similar kind of idea as well. You have the midfielder in the middle of the back three, and Conor Cody, who's spraying the ball out and getting the ball out the back and perfecting that, you know, playing the ball out the back system. And they always like a back three with a full back in there as well to defend the wide areas. So for me, Berardi would start in there. And I think it just worked brilliantly. You know, I think we've won every game we've played 3-4-3 this season. Most recently against Sheffield United. And what I really like as well is the midfield too. Adam Forshaw, Matthias Click. I've said before about them being too similar in a 4-1-4-1. When they're playing a bit deeper, I don't think there's much of a problem. You know, receiving the ball in different areas, less congested areas of the pitch. And then in that system as well, you get the best out of Matthias Click for me as well. Matthias Click can play deep, he can play box to box, and I think he gets more goals playing 3-4-3 than 4-1-4-1. You know, it's harder to track his movements in a 3-4-3. I think in terms of fullbacks, he gets the absolute best of them as well. Barry Douglas last season played left wing back, got 14 assists and got 5 goals. He's an absolute threat when he plays left wing back. But then the main thing is, it's the front three. It's fluid. Pablo, Roof, Brown. I think that's ridiculous. How many goals that team could get is just outrageous as well. You know, I just think it works perfectly. It's so similar to that Wolves team. Look at the midfield too. You know, last season Wolves dominated the league with Roman Saiz and Ruben Neves. You know, I'm not going to say we've got a player of the quality of Ruben Neves, but Matthias Click is not a million miles away from that in terms of how he's played this season. You know, he's got more goals already. He's getting more goals than Ruben Neves. He's making more goals than Ruben Neves. He is more of an attacking threat than Ruben Neves, and then you've got people like Adam Forshaw, who I think would look really good in that system. You know, I think he'd be the perfect player to play alongside Matthias Click to sort of, you know, protect him in that position as well. And then obviously in that system, I don't think you can get Sam Saiz in there, but it has its benefits. I think in terms of playing against the two up front, I think we can cope with anyone. You know, we're playing that kind of system. You got Berardi, Phillips, Janssen. We've got the nice combination of aggressiveness, aggression even, ability to play the ball out the back, and I just think it works really, really well. And that's for me. Make sure you comment, by the way, on whether you would go with 3-4-3. All Things Leeds has commented with what his team would be on the 3-4-3. BPF, Halm, Phillips, Pontus, I'm assuming is the back three in that system. Baby Shack, Jamie Shackleton, Forshaw Click agrees with me as well on having those two as sort of the midfield position in that. Barry Douglas, Pablo, Roof, Clark. That'd be really interesting. That would be the team if we went with that on Saturday. That'd be a really interesting team. That you've got two out and out wingers. I just think that's so fluid in that lot. And I think as the season progresses, I think we might go into that system. Especially when playing teams. Playing two up front and that lot. But that's my opinion on that. I just think we look more suited to a 3-4-3 potentially. But don't get me wrong, the 4-1-4-1. When it's fully firing, which I think we're a little bit reliant on, it works brilliantly. So just going to go through a few more comments. Let's have a look. Where do we get to? Gary Keith, hope Liverpool and Man City don't get Clarkey. Also a bit worried about all the attention Marcelo from all these other clubs. Greetings from New Zealand. I love it when we get one, international comments. Just absolutely love that. I'm not sure what time in the morning it'll be in New Zealand. It'll be quite early in New Zealand, won't it? It'll be about 5 o'clock in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's much risk, Gary, in terms of Clark going to Liverpool and Man City at the moment. I certainly don't think. I don't think it'd be good for his development to do that in the first place. I just don't think Liverpool and Man City haven't got a lot of youth players. Man City at the minute are trying to keep Raheem Diaz, a left winger as well. Liverpool have got people like Ryan Kent, I can't remember his first name, but Jones as well, supposed to be a really good player on that left-hand side. They've got a lot of potential players in that position, of course, as well. Harry Wilson. I don't think Liverpool would look at him. I would be surprised if Liverpool were looking at him, to be honest. And you've got Man City as well. It's an interesting one, really. I don't think he'd go to either club, to be honest. That's my opinion. I certainly don't think Bielsa's going to leave us mid-season either. So through a couple more comments. I am running out of battery a little bit as well, guys, on my phone. So if I do go off at any time, it will be for that reason. The angle I've sort of got the phone at, I can't quite get it charged up either, but I might possibly go off, but hopefully I've got enough battery to finish this off as well. I apologise for that in advance. Let's have a little look. Depcon has commented saying, reckon with Douglas taking corners, we should maybe look more dangerous. Cooper scored a fantastic header. Wish it happened a bit more often. I think it's happened a couple of times with Cooper. I think certainly start the season against Stoke, and I think he got one against Preston as well. I love a Barry Douglas in swinging a corner. I think it's so dangerous, and I think we do need to take advantage of it more. I definitely agree with that, Depcon. If you look at people like Pontus, up from the back. Izzy Brown, according to Conor, I'm very surprised to find out that he's actually 6'2". He could be a massive threat on set pieces as well. And I think we can score more goals. Especially the way Barry Douglas whips the ball in. He's got so many goals like that for Wolves last season. I love to see Barry Douglas taking more free kicks as well, and getting more goals. Ruari Collier, if I've pronounced that wrong, I apologise. Is KP better as a CDM or a centre back? Definitely as a CDM, but I think if we're playing a different system, he has to play centre back for the sacrifice of the team, I guess. But he's definitely better as a CDM for me. I think he just suits it a bit better. Spraying the ball, and I think he can get a bit more involved in the attacks. He can start the attacks a bit more from the holding the field role. Gary Keith has commented as well with his 3-4-3. So it would be Baby got Farrell. Let's try and work this out. So Pontus. Try and work out this system. It's actually 9:30 in New Zealand at the moment. I've got the time slightly wrong there. It's BPF, Bill Ayling, Barry, Pontus, Clark, Click, Forshaw, Pablo, Roof, Izzy, Patrick. I love the flair there. I absolutely love that attacking flair. That would be that is an exciting team. Let's have a little look. Yeah, Izzy Brown is supposedly 6'2". That has come from Conor, by the way. And whether that's right or not, I don't know. I'm surprised by that. But yeah, maybe, there's no reason to say it's not. But yeah, very, very interesting. 6'2", some height in the team as well. I'm checking Wiki. um, David Cheatham, not being funny, but with the injuries, I think we've excelled. We've excelled. Leeds just need to concentrate on not losing stupid games like previous seasons. Definitely have to agree on that. You know, it's the key thing. Luckily, we've only done it once really this season. Birmingham at home, I felt. Maybe Blackburn as well. You know, games that you don't expect us to lose, games that you think we should be winning. In terms of that, I think we've done well. But yeah, we've just got to keep going. Certainly not get, what's the best word for it? You don't want us to get complacent in any way, shape or form. We certainly can't afford to get complacent in any way, shape or form for me. But yeah, you know, it's an interesting one. Have we got any more comments to go through? One off Ferrari, Collier again. It is Irish, it is like Rory. Thanks for the shout out. Much love from Ireland. Thanks for getting me through the study tonight. Best of luck there with that one, Rory. I remember the studying days. You know, it's not that long ago for me. It wasn't much fun, I'll be honest. Freddie O'Neill, Wikipedia says 5'11". As I said again, it's not my quote that, but I think he might be taller than 5'11". I don't know. Sometimes Wikipedia does get those things wrong. Let's just wait and see when this Brown is stepping out onto that pitch. Just to mention as well, we've got Patrick Bamford as well, who's easily a 6'2". I think we're just going to wrap that up, guys. Make sure you leave in the comments down below whether you think 3-4-3 or 4-1-4-1 suits us better, and what your strongest level would be with everyone available on the pitch. Yeah, absolutely everyone who has been injured. I'm going to do one last comment off Dillit. Do you think if we had our key players back, we would be top and more points clear? Absolutely, 100%. Certainly Pablo Hernandez. If we had him available when we went on that bad run, I think 2 wins in 7 or whatever it was, from September to October, I think we'd definitely be more clear. He's getting a goal and assist every other game, pretty much every game. You know, you certainly think we'd win more games in that situation. We had Harrison and Alioski for much of that sort of run, and neither really contributed enough. So I definitely think we'd be further clear. Certainly at the back as well, if we had our best centre backs or full backs available, we'd definitely win more games for me. Yeah, I think we would be further clear. But just to wrap up as well, make sure you check out the Monday Night Football as well. I actually took over Monday Night Football from Joe, but Joe will be back live from next week. Make sure you check out his details in his match preview, which I'm sure will be up tomorrow. Conor has done a response to Ian Abraham's comment on us in Norwich. It's been a bad thing for us to get promoted, but I'm going to leave that all to Conor on that rant. Off Ian Abrahams and why it was so wrong. You know, Conor has addressed it absolutely superbly. Make sure you check out that as well. That was yesterday. And make sure you check out our previews for Paulson coming up too. And try to think what videos got coming up. Conor's Friday Night Football is coming up as well. And Lewis H, can you read my live comment, please? Let's have a little look at this. If you can find it. I'll try and find it, Lewis. I'll try and find it. I apologise, Lewis. I can't see a live. Yes, sorry, Lewis. I can't see a live comment. It's just quickly scanning. But if you post comments again, I'll make sure I'll cover it in my preview tomorrow as well. Don't worry about that, mate. I will cover it tomorrow if you comment again, or if I can have a little bit of look after I finish this video. But yeah, previews coming up. Make sure you check out all the videos. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've been Oscar Marriott. I'll stop rambling and we'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching the stream. Make sure you let us know in the comments down below if you want to see more streams in the future. Thanks for watching. See you later.